Good evening, everybody. This is Anas from IHQ Magazines, and today's topic is being an international student in the UK. And we have here with us AJ. AJ, how you doing?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So, our first question for you today, AJ, is how to get to the UK exactly from where you were obviously born and raised.
Yeah. So basically, I'm from India, and if any immigrant come from India to UK, so we need to apply a student visa, which called a Tier 4, and there are certain requirements for that. You need to complete your IELTS test, which is International English Language Testing System. We need to minimum score like 6.5 band in each module. Then we can get enrolled in masters or bachelors. So you need to apply for different universities. There are lots of good universities over here. So once they accept your profile, they're gonna send you a offer letter or sponsorship letter afterwards, and then you have to go to UK via visa center from your native place, and just need to put your file along with your biometric. So once you got approval, they're gonna send you a passport back with the visa stamp. So that's how you can get here.
Yeah, and then you get the visa here, your residency permit.
BRP
here,
card, yeah.
The card.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a second question for you is: was there a culture shock when you arrived to the UK, particularly when it comes to food? Because I heard a lot of Indian students have a lot to say about British cuisine and Indian food within the British cuisine.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. So firstly, I come on a culture shock. So from where I come from India, and the culture is totally different. So it's the first thing for me to adapt the culture over here, like the way they behave. It's very sensible over here. So I need to make sure I have to speak certain words, sorry, please, and everything. That's a very new thing for me, because in India I never say that, but here it's a mandatory. If I'm not saying please or sorry, the person gonna be offended. And thirdly, I like about the UK is they are partying very good. So in India, it's very hard to get in the pub and do a good party and everything and spend a good time. Over here, it's pretty easy. I just go to club and have a good time. I must say that the British cuisine is totally different. But I like the food because I like the hash browns over here, fish and chips. That's my favorite. But yeah, this cuisine is totally different. Sometimes in certain scenarios I couldn't get Indian food, so I have to go certain places because there are lots of Indian restaurants over here, which is very good. So yeah, it is okay. I'm getting my food in every area now, so that's a positive thing from me as a part of cuisine.
Yeah, of course, and I mean, particularly Indian food within British cuisine is very popular. However, when I asked a lot of Indian students and some colleagues of mine, they always say that it was adjusted to the British palate, and sometimes it's different, you know?
Yeah.
Especially people with the... Do you think that has to do with the area of India that you were born in? Because most of my friends who say that were from Uttar Pradesh or somewhere around that area in the north, I think, of India. Do you think that has an effect on it, or it's completely different, or everybody in India feels the same, it's a little bit different, but not too far from the original, recipe?
No, like and like North Indian food, it's specifically different because the things they're using while cooking is a bit different from here. Like if you go North India, they got very spicy foods over there, and here you're not getting spicy food, but yeah, taste is quite similar. So it's a quite similar, so no difference from my side.
From your side, but I'm sure people from other sides of India might disagree. But it's still great to have something familiar within the country that you're moving into and relocating to. So you can feel more at home. Right?
Yeah, because I come from Gujarat. It's a western part of India, and we don't eat too much spicy food. So as the people come from the north side, they're definitely facing this problem, and because they come from Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, they're facing the same problem because they like to eat the spicy food, and over here they're not making very spicy because they have to take care of everyone, because they got British customers as well because for Indian food, Yeah, so that's why you have to sometimes if you specify like I need a spicy food, then it's gonna be okay.
What tips do you have for international students that are just coming in here
Okay.
and how to settle into the UK lifestyle and culture?
Okay, so that's an interesting question. First of all, I'm gonna go with how to adapt the culture. Yeah. So first and foremost, you need to observe everyone around you, like how they behave, how they do, how they learn, because everything is different from the native place. So you have to learn from everyone, you know. So that's how you can get in the culture, and that's the only vital tip I have currently. And secondly, if I'm talking about the settlement, so settlement is a long process in United Kingdom. Firstly, but once you need to come on a student visa, and make sure you have to complete your degree with the good course, and then you can opt for the post-study work permit once you completed your bachelor's or master's, anything. In those 2 years, you need to find a very good job according to your studies. Then after that, your employer must be sponsor you for a skilled work visa, which called as a Tier 2 visa as well. So you need to spend those 5 years with the same employer. Then you can apply for indefinite leave to remain, which we can tell the PR process. So that's how you can settle down here in like probably 8 to 9 years in United Kingdom. And that's a lengthy process, but if you follow the path, then you're gonna be reached there easily. That's what I'm trying to do currently, and that's all. That's how you can settle down over here.
So, guys, out of the US and the UK, which of the countries is best for migrants or expats to come to?
Well, in my opinion, I think the UK is a little bit better, and here's why. First of all, it's closer to everything, especially if you're from like a third world country. It's much closer to you, and it's also you get to experience other cultures from different countries. Europe is right next by. You could go. Also, Africa is close. Where I'm from, Tunisia, I could go like anytime with like a flight for a couple of hours, as opposed to the US, where you'd have to endure long periods in an airplane, which is not.
Do you know how long in particular?
I don't know exactly, because I'm not very much in contact with my friends who went to study in the US. And depending on where you are in the US, let's say if you're from California, if you're living in California, that's probably longer distance, and you're going to Europe or Africa or like Asia, it's probably much longer distance. For Africa and Europe. Probably in some countries in Asia, it's closer to be in California. New York could be a little bit further from Asian countries, but closer to countries in Europe or in Africa.
Okay.
But also, I'd say a culture is as well a big thing.
What? So you're saying
the
that
UK also the UK is a capitalistic system, but also a socialist system at the same time, which is also great for, let's say, if you're just starting out and you're trying to gain experience and to be able to work in a job without paying so much money for things like healthcare. The UK is a better option for sure.
Great.
Yeah, I partially agree with him because he specified some good points regards UK and US. But here's my say, a bit different. I probably prefer US for a career prospects only.
Okay.
If you are
which industries in particular?
If you learn IT, information technology, and you are very good at this, you can go for US instead of UK. Because here's the reasons, UK is very small as compared to US. US is 64 times bigger than UK.
Damn.
So you got more opportunities over there. And IT is booming there because you can make a good money.
A lot of technology in that.
Yeah, technology. You can make a good money, but he's also right. It's pretty expensive. If you want a good job, you have to migrate in a good city like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and they are very costly. You need to literally make a good money to survive there. because like 1 BHK flat also like it's not affordable there if you're not earning a decent money. Okay, UK is located in a very good place. You can go anywhere from there. You have access of Europe in couple of hours. You know, you can just go to Europe for fun and everything. If you live in US, you don't have any option apart from US. You can either go Canada or either go Mexico. Nothing like nowhere. And if you come from Asia, so specifically like too many people immigrant to US from China, India, so it's gonna take like more than 24 hours to reach there. Sometimes it's 36 if you not got a connecting flight. So it's pretty like long travel. Like if I want to call my parents to US and I need to send them back, then if the travel takes 36 hours, that's not okay. And from UK you can land it in India in 9 hours on a one flight. So that's the only positive point. And secondly, US will not give a permanent residency to any immigrant until and unless they marry a US citizen. That's the only option they have. And UK, if you follow steps, you can settle down over here as well.
Okay.
So now that's how I say about the UK and US. Like,
so it seems like you're leaning more towards Anis's point of view then.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, in terms of visas, the US, although they don't like give you the option of for like staying there forever unless you're married, they do give like, let's say 10-year visas and 15-year visas, I think.
Yes, like
I might be wrong about the 15-year one, but 10 years I think that's very much possibility, because I think my father has obtained one of those. But it's different, especially, and I believe the UK is a little bit
might be good option. Like US issue like 10 years visitor visa, so you can visit anytime in 10 years, but you can allow to stay 6 months only continuously. After 6 months you have to leave and then you're supposed to come back again. And for the student part, they issue 5 years of visa, 2 years of study, 3 years of work permit. After that you have to go for H1B visa, which is really difficult to get. Like from only 5 to 6% people get H1B visas after 5 years. So the immigrants have only 2 options: go back to that own country, or otherwise need to take another course for the studies, and it costs like $25,000 US. It's too much.
It's much more expensive.
It's much more expensive, man. Like.
And they also you have to live in halls, I think, the first year as well, and you have to pay a lot of money for that,
and
to live with somebody in the same room.
And one main thing about US, which is not good, if you immigrant as an international students, you can't allow a part-time work for 6 months. In the first 6 months they don't allow you to work professionally, so you have to get your funds as well. And if you want to take your funds from your own country to stay in US, so it's big money, man. It's a big deal.
I can imagine.
Like, you have to be very rich for initial stage. So that's 5 years. So there are some drawbacks of US as well.
What's like the average wage in the US again?
Yearly, if you're working from IT, you definitely get $80,000 to $90,000.
You hear that, peeps? Go into IT.
Yeah, it must be. I'm telling you, if you are good at IT, close your eyes and go there. Nice. But if you're not from IT, it's not your cup of tea.
That's nice.
So when you came here first, like, how was the language barrier? Did you know a lot of English, or did you have to learn? When you came?
So like I landed in 2020. So initial stage, I learned English in India for clear my IELTS test. But when I landed here, the scenario was a little bit different. Because
a lot harder than you.
You have to understand slangs, you have to understand their accents, because the way British people speak is very fast. It's pretty tough for me in initial 6 months. At least understand what they are telling me. For in very first day, I went to uni and I attend the lectures, and I couldn't get a single word in my mind.
That's a very unfair advantage, I'd say. The language barrier, not having to slow everything down,
then I have to figure out afterwards like what to do. Like if I'm not getting their words, then I start watching English movies, I start learning vocabularies. I started making a British friend or people who can speak in proper English.
So you had to do a lot of things yourself in order
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
There wasn't much support.
Yeah, like support is like I had one good tutor.
Yeah.
Who's from Nigeria, but he was British. So he born here.
Yeah.
So I told him like, see, I can't understand properly. I know English very well, but I can't understand your accent. I can't understand the way you speaking, the way you briefing me. Because So he told me, Ajay, this small tip from my side. Just start watching English movies. Start making friends who can speak in proper English, or try to make some British friends. So that's what I followed. I started watching English series, English movies, and I had couple of British friends. So I used to do the conversation each and every day. And day by day it comes to me. I still don't know like how I learned this English, but
It's more like a subconscious.
See, there's a simple thing. If you speak in English with everyone, after some time it gonna come in you automatically. Before that I used to search for the words before the speaking, like what I'm gonna do. Now I'm not thinking anything. I'm just start speaking like my native language.
So it's more beneficial being out there on the field, basically, rather than looking at books, doing it from the computer. Rather be out there and actually talk to the people.
Yeah, like the looking in the books and start searching in YouTube, like how to do the conversation in English. It doesn't help you, to be honest, because you have to come on the field and start speaking. Don't worry if anyone laugh. You don't need to care. Just the way you are learning. At the end of the day, you are learning. So then that's how you can do. Let's start making British friends and start learning, grabbing the vocabulary. Because if someone say some word and then I may remember, okay, I can use this next time. Can use this next time. That's how it comes to me.
You hear that as well, man. Start chatting to more girls.
Start chatting. Start chatting with the girls, boys, and the thing. You need to understand your goal. You have to learn the language barrier is difficult, but you have to just pass through from that. And it's up to you.